Okay, what you see in front of you now is more than just HTML. It's HTML combined with JavaScript. And JavaScript is used for calculations. It's used to help run applications on websites. So let's have a look at an example of this JavaScript. And I'm going to highlight to you what's HTML and what's JavaScript. So this is HTML. This is the JavaScript. Now look what happens when I run it. 11. If I change this number from a 5 to a 6 and I run it, 12. What does this line do? Well, I'll tell you. Can you see it's got the word demo there and it's got the word demo there? Simply, what's happening is this. This is like print in Python. So, it says document, get element by ID, demo.innerHTML, which basically means in the HTML file. We want to put into demo 6, add 6 for result. So look what happens if I change this to demos and run it. What happens? Disappears. So it's like a variable. This is like the print. This is like the variable. It needs to match. So whatever's here is being displayed there. So JavaScript is used. It's a programming language. You can have variables on it, you can have inputs, outputs, all sorts. So let me show you another JavaScript program what you can do. Let's take this out and let's do var temp c equals prompt. Please enter the Celsius value. Let's create a new variable. Var temp f of Fahrenheit equals temp c times 1.8 plus 32. Alert, the Fahrenheit value is so can you see how it's actually very similar to Python? So, let's see this in action. Oops, you can't see the box. That's awkward. Let's move this down a bit. There you go. So if I enter in the value of 4, there you go, it's done the calculation. Pretty neat, huh? So, just to recap, JavaScript is a programming language. It allows inputs, outputs, it can do message boxes, dialog boxes. Now, the question you need to be asking yourself is, when would a developer actually want to use JavaScript on their web page? The answer? When it's actually wanting to carry out some processing on the client's computer. The client is the dude who is using the website. So when it wants to carry out processing on your computer, you would use JavaScript. JavaScript is used basically for collecting data, used by a program also running on the server. You could have validation rules. Validation rules are simply when you're filling out a form, and let's imagine it was phone number, and someone enters in a letter, it'll say error. Have you ever tried this before? And it says like error, number only. JavaScript on web pages is what uses that. You can also do verification. So imagine you're filling out an online form and it's asking you for phone number and you skip it by mistake and you click on submit. What happens? It will say a message, please complete phone number, or please enter the phone number. That is JavaScript, which does the checking for that. So JavaScript is used, just to recap, for collecting data, basically on programs, which are running on a server. It is used for performing calculations or any type of processing on a client's computer, the person who's on the website. So right now, this calculation here has been done on my computer. Or it's used for validation and verification, which is what I've said, where it comes up with errors. And it checks to see you've entered in the correct data. If it's numbers, meant to end in numbers. If it's email addresses, making sure you put an @ sign. If it's for date of birth, you haven't put a date of birth which is set into the future. That's impossible. Those are validation and verification checks. There you go.